Well, good evening, everybody. I hope you all are having a great night. And wow, what's the word of the day? Bitcoin. And holy smokes, what a what a rally! It was the second time since this year that Bitcoin has went over 30,000. All right. John, I'm glad you're here, man. So, yeah, so Bitcoin up and just rolling. As of right now, we are at, for Bitcoin, $30,135.65. And it's up, 6.77% in the past 24 hours. And, of course, the rising tide lifts all boats, right? So what I'm going to do first, though, because I'm getting this part of me looks like totally whited out, the other part doesn't. I've got this second monitor beside me, and I want to share something with you in a minute, but I'm going to just kind of move this out of the way a little bit, dim that down so it's not so intense. That's got to be better on you guys. So I hope everyone's having a great day. If you're here, let me know you're here. I know John is here. Welcome, my friend. Hey, better late than never, man. And so Bitcoin up, ADA up, Gala up, H-bar up. Like everything is moving, at least for the time being anyway. Everything seems to kind of be moving up and looking good. Polygon up over 7%. XLM over 4%. Ethereum 6.25% up, and that's running right now. Ethereum is running $1,897.41. So that's what ETH is running right now. So it seems like everything for the most part is in the green. If you have Shiba, then you're up 4%. Sorry guys, I mean you're pretty beat down, but still. Hey David, what's going on? Oh, I know, huh? Doesn't it? See, weren't we talking about this? What else is going on? Depending on what you are into, let's see here. Everything is up. Graph is up. It's 5%, 6%. Hedera, I'm stoked about that because I have a bunch of that. I'm sure Mike, if he pops on, he's going to be happy too. They're up a little over 3%. I'll take it. Fetch, holy crap. Fetch is up. Am I reading that right? Like 13%. Fetch is up 13% in 24 hours. I mean, that's just unbelievable, guys. And that is really good. Now, I have an article, and I was looking earlier today trying to find what is making Bitcoin kind of run the way it is. And I found an article, and I want to share with you guys, but I want to see, I only really want to read it once, so I want to give a little bit more time for others to pop on. And I'm not sure who else is here, but let me know you're here. And thank you guys for hitting the like button, man. I really appreciate it. And so, man, I've just been watching all day going, this is, man, it's amazing. It's like you don't know what you have until it's gone, right? You don't realize how cool it is to be in crypto, especially when we've been dealing with all these, down days. Hey, Jordan. Nice to see you, man. Welcome, guys, and congratulations on our cryptos being up today. Regardless of what you have, I think it's pretty much across the entire board. Everything is up for the most part. And I was just saying, it makes these days when we're up, it kind of reaffirms like, yeah, man. I mean, come on. Fetch up 13% in 24 hours. The stock market doesn't move that much in a freaking year. So, man. So, I'm kind of excited for today. And I'm glad everyone else is too. And I want to share an article from CoinDesk that I came across. And I want to share with you briefly, and you can go check it out. If you guys ever heard of Dr. Wookie, he does a lot of Gala stuff. I mean, his, you know, this video was a video that I liked that he did a lot, where he kind of clarified some things. I mean, he has tons of knowledge, and it's really good. Not necessarily my format, but hey, who cares, right? So he actually came out and did a price prediction video himself, where he was guesstimating, like we all did. You know, most of us, when we did our previous videos, those of us who did price prediction or price potential videos, were coming at it from a 7 billion token supply. So we based all of our numbers off of that. So he came out and did one of his own, and essentially, to kind of like summarize it, basically the idea is his guesstimate by 2024, 2025, or next bull run is going to be probably maybe by 80 cents, 74 cents. That, my friends, was a sneeze. Anything happens live. You know, if it's taped, you can do it. When you're live, who knows what happens. So, sorry about that ahead of time. But anyway, so that was his guesstimate, and that's a conservative guesstimate. So he's talking probably around, probably in the 80 cent mark. And I thought that was fair. I thought that was pretty spot on to where I think we're headed. And again, being conservative, so that's good. I think it's better to err on the side of being conservative than the side of being like totally off that it's going to go to $5. Because then in your mind, you're thinking, how can the market cap would have to be in the hundreds of billions, for God's sake. So I thought he did a real good video. So go to Dr. Wookie's channel and check it out. Yeah. Did you see that? I mean, I think it's possible. You know what I mean? I think it's totally possible. So we'll just have to see. But what I want to try to do, while I got you guys here, is I want to kind of get back and not stray too far from the topic, at least right now anyway, in regards to Bitcoin and why it's going up. So we're going to see how this works. Hopefully I don't have any glitching going on in my live stream because I have a very antiquated computer. I'm running a 2012 MacBook Pro, guys. 2012. This thing isn't even supported by Apple anymore. So I know at some point I'm going to probably need to get a Mac Mini, like an M2 or maybe at least an M1. And because you guys deserve the best live stream experience you can and not feel like you're watching old bad kung fu movies from the 70s where their lips kept moving but nobody was talking. So let's give this a shot. If I don't think it's going to work, then I will kind of shut it down. But I'm going to see if we can go here. So again, this is the second time that Bitcoin has broken the $30,000 mark. And the second year. Okay, so I'm going to move this over here a little bit so I can see what the heck I'm doing. All right, so broken 30,000 for the second time this year, and amid bullish sentiment in the market following a number of traditional finance TradeFi players pushed further into crypto. Cryptocurrency has gained more than 10% over the past 24 hours. That's actually dropped now. It's down to, let's see here, what do I have? Where is it? I think it's down to like, where the heck? I know it's lower. Wait a minute. Let me look on my record, my notes here. About a little over 6%. So that's came from 10% to about 6%, guys. But who cares? It's still up. As I said, it's over like 31,000 right now. Cryptocurrency has gained more than 10% over the past 24 hours. The last time Bitcoin reached above 30,000 was on April of 2023, according to TradingView data. It seems that the crypto market is going to be completely restructured in this country by the biggest investment firms in the near future. And this is just giving you the chief of at a Web3 crypto and fiat service provider. Okay, more investors will have access to crypto investments with much lower risks. Important to notice that a very small percentage of BlackRock or Fidelity clients interested in spot BTC ETFs are enough to move the price further north. Again, this is a shorter article, but I'm just kind of reading it to you guys. Cryptocurrency rally comes as several TradeFi giants, including BlackRock, Invesco, and WisdomTree, filed for spot Bitcoin ETF applications. Meanwhile, EDX crypto exchange, which is backed by major TradeFi players, also launched on Tuesday. The exchange is backed by Fidelity Digital Assets, Charles Schwab, and Citadel Securities. So these guys are huge. I actually have an account with Fidelity, and they were talking about adding Bitcoin years ago. So this is kind of a thing, because now you're getting like big institutions, traditional institutions bringing on crypto, and that's just going to help adoption and, you know, bring up the prices, and we're kind of seeing that today, I think. Charles Schwab, blah, 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 tokens. Okay. 4 tokens in the U.S., including Bitcoin, Ether, Bitcoin Cash, and Bitcoin. Litecoin, I'm sorry. Bitcoin Cash, BCH, has also rallied following the news, gaining 25% on the day. Whew. Other developments include banking giant Deutsche Bank announcing Tuesday that it had applied for a digital asset custody license in Germany. TradeFi players appear not to be deterred by a regulatory crackdown from the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission against crypto exchanges. So, that kind of tells me something. It tells me that they're not worried, that they're not afraid. And these are some serious investment companies, you know, in the United States. So I think that, I want to see what, there we go. Come on, get back here. There we go. I'm going to shut this off now because this is so radical. It's going to blind all of us. There we go. So that's, again, one of the reasons why we're seeing this push today, this rally. Will it last? I don't know. We're going to see. You know, a lot with crypto, again, we are still in the midst of a bear cycle. So I hope we can keep above 30,000, and we're going to have to see. But right now, it's such a delicate balance running at this tightrope right now that I'm hoping we'll stay here for a while. It's really refreshing and really nice to actually see some green candles for a change, because we get so used to seeing red dropping. How low is it going to go today? What negative news sentiment's coming out today that's going to impact my crypto? You know, and you go through that stress. You know, not so much like, okay, you know that the crypto you have is a good quality crypto project. You're not worried about anything wrong with the project itself. It's just everything else. And that really can tax you mentally if we're not careful. So it's nice to actually have a break, a respite, if you will, for however long it lasts, to say, look, you know, if a crypto can come up 25%, fetch coming up 15 or 13%, man, you know, that is good news. Excuse me, that's good news, and I think it's very bullish. And so that to me is really kind of a good news and some good sentiment. And if you are here, hit that like button, please, guys, and let us know you're here. If you are new to the channel, if you are new to our live stream, jump in, say hi. We're all a family here, because tonight we're talking about the Bitcoin rally, and of course everything else is going along with it, like it always does. It's like follow the leader. What the leader does, everyone else is going to follow. So if that leader, you know, it's like you see in the movies, you have like a group of people, and then all of a sudden the leader gets taken out. Everybody else is gone too, right? They're like, holy crap, we're out of here, right? Or it's everyone follows that leader. Okay, a good solid leader, okay, we're going to follow you in. And that's what's happening here. Everyone is rallying behind Bitcoin's rally, and Ethereum as well. So you got Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then there's everybody else. All right, you got Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then you got altcoins. After that, pretty much, And if you really want to get technical, Bitcoin, Bitcoin is the granddaddy. He is the grand poobah of cryptos. So what he says goes. So if he goes up, everything else goes up too, for the most part. For the most part. I mean, some projects, if they're kind of shitty in the first place, they're probably going to not pump as much. Or if there's really something going on fundamentally with that project. Like if you are looking at cryptos and your research and you're like, green candle, green candle, green, red candle, 3 or 4%. Wait a minute, what's going on with this particular project? So that's something to kind of be aware of if you're looking into, if you're looking at a crypto that you're interested in and you're having where everything else is going up or everything's kind of trading sideways and you are, kind of going down or losing, then check out news. And that's a good thing you can do too, is if something's going on, go to, hey Juan, what's happening? Go to Reddit, go to Coindesk, Cointelegraph, go to these crypto news websites and look and see what's happening. Because if something, like if you go to bed and, let's say this one crypto's up, 10%, you get up the next day and it's dropped 20%. What happened overnight? You got to figure that out, because that's where you kind of want to be an investigator. So when I got up and I was realizing like, wow, everything is up. Like Gala right now, at least when I checked, I'll tell you, or Gala was at 2 cents 55. ADA was at 29 cents, which is good news. H-bar was up to 0.0505 cents. So that's a real positive. So any cryptos that you're investing in, and again, having a plan, like if you had, say, I think it wasn't Filecoin that was up 25%, or Litecoin that was up 25%, depending on when you bought in, a person may want to take a little bit of profits there, depending on where they bought in initially. So just saying, no one ever went broke taking profits. So when we're dealing with crypto right now, and especially when you're getting these high traditional or TradeFi, traditional finance companies getting involved more in crypto, and they're not worried about what's going on with regulations. These guys are the heavy hitters. Charles Schwab, Fidelity. I mean, maybe they know something that we don't. So I think this is a good positive sentiment. We'll see how long it lasts. Hopefully it'll last. Hopefully it's just the beginning of it lasting, right? So that would be good. So how is everybody else doing this evening before we move on? Who is here? Let me know who's here. Hit that like button, guys. Come on. I want to know who's here. Come on. Quit messing around. Where are you from? I know we have Jordan's here. John. We got Dodge's here. He asked me what computer I used. Again, I have a 2000. Okay, don't laugh. You can laugh a little bit. I have a 2012 15.5-inch MacBook Pro. About a year and a half ago, I received an email from Apple saying that my computer was so damn old, it's not supported by Apple anymore. I still have, so here's what I got. I've got two 32-inch monitors connected to my laptop. I've got my speakers. I've got my microphone. I've got my Stream Deck connected. I've got a hub connected. So, I'm for a computer that should be basically dead meat. This thing, I tell you what, you gotta love these computers, man. These Apple computers. This thing has lasted me for so long. I think I paid $2,000 for it, brand new, whatever it was, pretty close to it. And it's old, but you know what? It definitely works. But at some point, I am going to need to upgrade and get a Mac Mini. And I hear the M2s are good. I'm not sure what the price is for those. But at some point, guys, you'll be like, wow. And I'll need to upgrade my camera and all that other good stuff. But we'll get there. Little by little, we'll get there. So I want to know, how is everyone feeling today? How is everyone feeling today now that we're finally seeing a green candle day? Right? Is there any cryptos that are just like, wow, man, this is nice? Or is anyone here even considering or in a position to even take any kind of profit? I'm not. It would take me a while. Like I said, I bought... Yeah, absolutely. Totally. I totally agree on that. But, man, we just got to keep it going. We got to keep these green candles going. You know, again, I got a ways to go. Like, I bought my ADA at $1.19. That was my very first purchase. And I think I bought like 150 Gala of ADA at that point. So I went to $1.19 all the way to $3.10 at its peak. And now we're struggling to hit 30 cents. But I don't care because the project is sound. It has nothing to do with the project. It has everything to do with the climate that we find ourselves in. So that's good. This is the trick, especially with new investors, is having them understand that, look, if you've done your homework, if you have really researched and you feel solid and you're dollar cost averaging and you feel really good that, you know what, I feel like I got a handle on this thing now, then selling when you don't need to sell, and especially at a loss. You know, beginners, what a lot of times happens, and I'm not saying that in a negative way, we usually buy high and sell low. Especially in the beginning, we get scared. Things start to drop. Oh my God, I got to sell. I got to get out of here. You only lose when you sell, right? So now, there have been times when I knew that the ship was sinking, when I knew it was going to go, and I wanted to at least get something out of it. So I've exited positions, right? I did it with Shiba Inu. Taking profits, doing well. Once I realized that, and I'd given myself a game plan, and I was about one tier away from like taking all my profits that I was going to. I had already taken everything back. So, you know, a lot of times, if you can at least, like if you invest $1,000 in a crypto project, and let's say it's up to, I don't know, let's say it went up to whatever it is to 2,500. I am going to pull back, and at least, for me anyway, I want to, or at least incrementally, I want to take out my initial investment. So that way I feel like it's just play money that I have. David, you've been buying ADA since it was at 2.5 cents? Am I reading that right? Dude, you are, man, please tell me you were taking some profits in the bull run. Something, anything. Took the wife out for dinner, did something, you know, got the car washed, or, you know, bought a new DVD, or did something with that. Congratulations. When was the last time it was down to 2.5 cents? Anyone know? I don't know offhand. I'd have to go on Etherscan. David knows. I'm sure he probably knows when that happened. It must have been, God, as soon as they came out, pretty much. As soon as they came out with the project. Nice. Yeah, good. It's tough though. When you see a project and you're like, you know, I mean, if I sell, even though I'm making a profit, it still sucks because, you know, but you look at it as a reward for the fruits of your labor. December 2018. Wow, man. Great job. That's fantastic. I love hearing that stuff. That's a success story, man. And I'm sure you got it staked. I do. any cryptos that I have that I'm able to stake and get maybe passive income from it, you better believe it. I don't think I started staking my ADA on Daedalus wallet until that just got so out of hand. Daedalus was because that's a full node. Every time I'd have to, and of course I'm running this old ancient computer, so every time it would take like forever for the thing to load, and finally I was just like, I can't use Daedalus wallet anymore. So I wasn't happy with any wallets at that point, so I just had it parked. And I did have some on Coinbase, and I was earning like 2%, 2% when I had it staked, which was horrible. And then the others I just had sit. And then finally, it's like I found Lace, so I've been using Lace wallet. So there was a long time that I was in limbo, but I've got it on Lace now, and I just keep DCAing in. So we're just gonna hang back and see how that all works out. So that is kind of what's happening, but I'm really stoked. Again, if you are here, let me know you're here. This is a great time to ask questions. So it doesn't have to be focused on any particular crypto. It could be in general. It could be on regulations. And again, I don't pretend to know it all. There may be guys in here like David, who's been around since 2018. You know, he may have answers for you, or, you know, John may have answers. So if you're here, let us know where you're from, because again, we're a family here, and we're all I come on basically 5 nights a week from Sunday to Thursday at basically the same time, and it's nice to see everyone here. And you know, now's a good time to, you know, put that out there. But to change gears, if you guys hear about that submarine that went down to the Titanic with that billionaire and his son and some other like explorers, holy shit. That's, man, has anyone heard anything? I know it's veering off away from crypto, but when you hear a story like that, regardless of was it a wise decision or this or that, the fact is, you know, this situation that's happening, it's horrible. I'm hoping that somebody will figure out a way, hopefully, to get these people up. I mean, the pressure is so intense down there. You can't dive. You can't do any like conventional submarines or anything along those lines. Yeah, it is. It only came across my radar screen yesterday morning, and then my son was talking to me about it. We were talking about it today, and man, imagine that. I mean, that puts things in perspective. You know, we're able to sit here and talk about Bitcoin going up and, you know, all these different cryptos and everything else, and there's people's lives that are hanging in the balance. And unfortunately, because, you know, a lot of times we get to a point where we think we're invincible, that we can do anything and accomplish anything. But, you know, in a situation like that, I mean, I don't know. I know they've been pinging, they can hear what's going on, like radio stuff, and I guess they've heard banging, but they can't pinpoint. Even if they do pinpoint that, I don't know what the hell they can do about it. I really don't. Yeah, maybe, but you know, this vehicle that they used had issues before, and it's only 2 years old. Here's a thought, you know, I would have thought maybe let's try it out first. Let's experiment with it first, see if we can do it without putting live people in there. I would never. That's talk about high risk. I'm sorry. You know, you say crypto is highly volatile, high risk, and that is something no one's ever done before. So, you know, holy smokes. And to actually put yourself or your child in there, man, yeah, I know. I hope they're okay too. I hope they can figure it out. we'll just have to see. But it's been on my mind today, and I've just been wanting to share that because, we need to keep the main thing. Crypto is not the most important thing in life. It helps us with our financial freedom, and it can help us with our families and our quality of life. Absolutely. But in the scheme of things, it's really not all that important. Now, if you are in a third world country and you are starving and that could be your only way out, then that's a different perspective. It's all everyone's experiences and all perspective. But sitting here like we all are, we're in our homes or someplace really comfortable, and we're all shooting the breeze and talking about crypto and this and that, and then in real time we're dealing with a situation where there's people in the bottom of the ocean struggling for survival. So I just wanted to not bring everyone down, but just let everyone know that's been on my mind, and and it's also a reality check, to not take life for granted and enjoy this world and this life as best we can. And crypto can help us do that by allowing us the means to go where we want and do different experiences that, of course, are safe. Maybe not necessarily high risk, but for me, I'd be like, there's no way in hell I'm going to go to the bottom of the ocean and see the Titanic in an experimental submarine. To me, that's high risk, but to other people, probably not. Or going into outer space, or bungee jumping, or jumping out of an airplane with a parachute on. I would consider those high risk. Statistically speaking, they're not. But it's all perspective. So when we're dealing with crypto and we're in that situation where we're, dealing with financial volatility, and crypto is, and it's just a matter of, okay, having a plan. And speaking of having a plan, I actually, because I like doing this, and if you're watching me, I will bring in elements of videos that I did into our live streams. I just did a video yesterday where I basically named 10 biggest mistakes in crypto, the worst 10 crypto mistakes you can make. And I'll give you a couple. If you want to go check out the rest, go check out the video and like that. I would appreciate it. Or send it to someone who's new to crypto, because that would be a good video for someone to see. Yeah, John, you got it. You could be the richest person in the world, but if you don't have your health, and if you're alone, like one of my mentors in my former life as a business owner, his name was Zig Ziglar, and he said you can have a house, but it doesn't make a home. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can have a big house. That's a physical structure. A home is a state of mind. So it's having money is great. It allows you to do the experiences that you want to do. That's the way I look at it. I look at a means to an end. Having money allows us the opportunity to create experiences for ourselves, for our friends, for our family, for others, right? Maybe you're very philanthropic or whatever, and you're an entrepreneur, and you're like, hey, I want to, give money away to a family in need or something that can actually create experiences. That's what money does. And, I tell people money can be made easy. It's not that difficult to make money. It's time you can never get back. So spending time with your family and spending time with, that's why if there's like a birthday or some event going on, then I won't do my live streams on that day. Now, I've done not a very good job of informing you guys, and that I want to change. But the point being is that, when we're talking about crypto and we're talking about it being up, this is an opportunity for us to create the life we want, and being proactive and just doing what we do, dollar cost averaging in, watching the markets, are things in the green and the red. What can we do to kind of help ourselves? And at this point, we can only control what we control. So right now, I think two things. The outcome of this Ripple case is going to be very transformative. As I've always said, and I've been saying this, if Ripple comes out and wins their case, this will usher in the start of the bull run. In my non-financial advice opinion, that's what I think will happen. Two, once we get some regulatory clarity, we need the reins need to be pulled in on the SEC. There needs to be some guidelines for us to follow. Once that happens, then it takes all of this other stuff out of the equation. In the past, we were just dealing with this crypto project is, it got rugged, or, this team isn't doxed, or whatever. But in the background, we had everyone watching crypto and watching us. And we got to a point where we got too big, and now we got on the radar screen. So once we get things taken care of in this part of it, then we can focus on and concentrate on the business of really moving forward full steam ahead without having any obstacles. So it's really good to see that Bitcoin came up today for sure. Hopefully we can keep it that way. Let's see where it is now. But if you're here watching, say hi. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, guys. I mean, you guys are right here that I'm talking to right now. You guys already are. But if you're here watching, hit that subscribe button, please. Keep you informed. Let's take a look and see where Bitcoin is right now. All right, well, we're seeing a little bit of a pullback. It's dropped under 20. It's 29,963, but again, no surprise. So the great thing is we hit that 30,000 mark the second time this year. Now, chances are, if you go look, you're probably going to see, if you've been paying attention, if we've been watching, the other cryptos are probably slowly starting to come down. Or they're come down and go up, come down and go up. They're fighting, right? So regardless, this is a really good thing for crypto, and especially getting these TradeFi companies more involved and getting themselves entrenched in crypto. I think that is a good thing. It's kind of weird, though, because they're normally securities, right? Fidelity, I mean, stocks, bonds, things like that, they focus mainly on securities, right? Unless I'm missing something. So it's interesting that they're bringing on Bitcoin and, but they're smart too, because they're going to make money on those trading fees. You bet your ass about that. And they must not be too worried about it all. So, everybody, how is everyone doing right now? So we have 9 people here. I've only heard from probably about 4 or 5 of you. So some of you guys are watching. You're just chilling out in the background, probably eating nachos and, having a Diet Coke, which is fine, totally good to go. But say hi. Let us know who you are or where you are. Even if you're just like, hey, I'm from, Buckwater, Idaho, or I'm from, I don't even know if there's a Buckwater, but anyway, just let us know where you're from. And you guys I know already. Drinking my water. I don't know about you guys, but man, here in Florida, so I'm in Florida, all right? So I'm going to go first. I'm going to ask you guys to do this, then I'm going to go ahead and do it myself. So I'm here in Florida, and let me tell you what, it's been raining like crazy all day. It started last night, thunderstorms and just all kinds of crazy stuff. So, and today's just been another day of rain and more rain. But that's okay, we need it. Just like we needed these green candles today, guys. So, I got a question for you. Do you think that Bitcoin will break 3,500 in the next 2 months? Does anyone here think that Bitcoin will break 30,500 within the next 2 months? Or do you have a different opinion? Do you think it won't reach 33? What are your thoughts? I want to know. Where do you guys see Bitcoin going in the next 2 months? You think it'll hit 35,000? Will it go lower? You're going to do 60,000, 100,000? Where do you think it's going to go in the next couple of months? Because I'm curious to see. And then, it's interesting when we talk, while you guys are thinking about that, it's interesting to think about profit taking. When to take profits. When should I take profits? So I don't think, and this is just my view, you could have a totally different philosophy on it. Let's see here. What do we got? 31,000. We hit 31,000, didn't we? I thought we hit 31,000 today. Or did we come close? What was today's height? I'm going to look here. Let's see where it was. I'm going to take this off. Sorry, David. You're probably like, man, can you take that off, Scott? Jeez. All right, so let's take a look and see where Bitcoin was at its height today. We were close, guys. We reached 30,800. So 3,800 is where 30,800. We were so close to hitting that 31,000 barrier. So that's a good thing. But I want to kind of concentrate again on profit taking. And when could be a good time to start taking profits? Now, I know, guys, you're probably saying, Scott, you're killing me over here. How can we take profits? I'm losing my shirt, right? It doesn't have to be now. I'm just talking about in general. Start creating, and I think it's a good exercise mentally, when to start taking profits. Now, I'm only going to give you what I would do, or I'll give you an example. So, I bought in, my initial buy-in for ADA was $1.19. I won't even consider taking profits until we're in the $2 mark. Right? Maybe $2.30, $2.40, maybe $2.50 before I even consider taking profits. So ADA for me is a ways away. I mean, probably years before we reach that. To reach 250, probably going to take a couple of years, I think. But who knows? We see a lot of things happen. 15% in one day. You have that for a week or 2 weeks in a row, or that could rack up quick. But I wouldn't even consider taking profits until I'm well into the $2 mark. And then it would be a small percentage, maybe 10% of my total bag I would sell. Or I would remove my initial investment. I'll calculate, see how much my initial investment was, pull out profits, my initial, whatever, if that's 50 or $100, $200, whatever it is, that's going to come out first. Psychologically, it's going to help me get, hey, now I can either reinvest that money, I can keep it, I can just go take myself out to the movies and say, thank you, Cardano, you brought me to the movies, or whatever. And then, depending on where it hits, like the next would be probably in the $3.54 range. So I don't plan on taking profits for quite a long time. But I would like to take out my initial investment. So that way I can just hang on to it and maybe put it towards something else. So whatever now a lot of people would be like, okay, whatever you hit your target price, okay, 25%, then maybe another 25%. You start hitting tiers and you start taking out, certain percentages. But I don't think I would ever liquidate my entire ADA position. The only time I probably would ever do that, and again, I'm still working that out, is if we go from the next bull cycle into the next bear market. That's when I might reduce my position and just start dollar cost averaging in. Taking that profit, taking the money from that, my profits from my ADA, park it somewhere, and then start rebuilding it. But that is just me. And we are now talking about, let's do this. Let's see here. Gala at 20 cents again at 40 cents percent. Yeah, 10% at a time. Yeah. Yep. I probably would do something that way myself. I bought in, I think it was where was it? Yeah, it was 1.95 cents. That's when I made my first initial purchase. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of agree with you on that one. It'll be about that time anyway. But for Gala, I bought in at 1.9 cents. So if we get in the 20-25 cent range, I probably would take a small percentage out. Depending. I'd have to look at the charts to see if I think we're running. If we break through a layer of resistance and it has more room to run, that's probably, depending on what's going on, I'd be watching the charts very, very closely. And this is what makes seasoned people who invest in crypto is having a plan. And that's another big mistake that those people who are new to crypto, and I'm not saying that we're all new, and I'm not saying it to disrespect anyone, but that's, when you're new, you don't know. You don't have necessarily a plan. And then what happens is you just kind of go by the seat of your pants. And then then it's easy for emotion to kick in. Once emotion kicks in, it affects our ability to think critically and to reason properly, especially if we're dealing with FOMO. So if you have a plan and if you stick to your plan, right, and you just work your plan, right, plan your work and work your plan, and don't deviate from that, reevaluate it, maybe tweak it if you need to, but having a plan for your crypto, I think, is so important. Having a plan, strategize, how am I going to handle the next bull cycle? How am I going to handle this next bear market? How am I going to handle this? And if you really want to get down to do the micros and the macros, it's like, okay, now what am I going to do for each particular token? If this particular token reaches this amount, what am I going to do here? Having that kind of plan will really save you in the long run. Yeah, I am not a huge TA guy. Wait a minute. Did I just say that? Technical analysis guys. I know you. Anyway, technical analysis. I'm not huge into technical analysis. I have a basic understanding, but I don't spend all of my time on charts. I use that as a component, especially in my research, but I don't focus all of my energy on it. I get more to the ground. I want to know what's the functionality of this token. What's everyone saying? Is there things that people have experienced? So it's like fundamentals. How's their financial matrix? What are their tokenomics? What's their use case? Reading a white paper, going on a website and seeing who the developers are. The days of trusting, and I think the days of having projects where the devs are not doxxed is over. I don't think anyone, because now we got some serious trust issues, right? We've seen with FTX and Terra Luna and all these I mean, we barely trust people that we're involved with now. Hey Brent, welcome, man. Nice to see you. Very cool. Yep. Hey, that's smart. Is this your first time here? Oh, cool, man. Thanks for joining us. I have some friends in Australia, as a matter of fact. Is this your first time? I think this is your first time. Guys, let me know if this is Brett's first time. If it is, then you know what we're going to do? We're going to welcome you the right way. Welcome to our Crypto Dojo live stream, Brett. Glad you could join us. Very cool, man. Welcome. Thank you for being here. So we started off, I'm not sure how much you've seen, but we started off talking about what brought Bitcoin up today. What made it, what was the social sentiment? What was going on that is moving the needle, if you will, in a positive way for Bitcoin and subsequently for the entire crypto market? Because as we know, what Bitcoin does, Ethereum is going to do, what ADA is going to do, what Polygon is going to do, right? What Axie Infinity is going to do. Everyone's going to follow the big dog, and that's Bitcoin. So we were talking about that today, and we've kind of shifted into different arenas, and now we've been kind of talking about profit taking. And again, nothing that I say, guys, is meant for financial advice. Okay. Please make sure understand that. So if you take money out and you're like, man, I listened to Scott, and blah, blah, I am not a financial advisor. I don't want to be a financial advisor. My goal, what I do, my day job, is actually to help people utilize the infrastructure of cryptocurrency and blockchain. And I'm involved in different projects and stuff like that, but I am not going to say, Brett, you have to do this, and this. This is going to make you this amount of money. There's no way I'm going to do that. Anyone who tells you, hey, and this is how people get scammed. That's another thing. I don't want to go off on a tangent. But, if people are coming up to you and say, hey, if you, invest X amount, I can make your money back 10 times. Run for the hills, because there's something not right there. So, but what we were talking about before Brett came in, and I'm glad you did. I'm glad you interrupted. Thank you so much for being here. Is we were talking about basically like profit taking, and just making sure that we're doing our homework. Again, that's one of the worst mistakes we can make in crypto, is not doing our research, listening to others and following their lead and doing what they suggest. Look, it's real easy, like especially if it's a family member, maybe it's a brother or a cousin or someone that father you or son, you love them and they love you and you only want the best for one another. But sometimes the advice they give you may not necessarily be coming from a place of rational thought. It may be coming from emotion, coming from excitement. Hey, Dad, I just invested $500 in XYZ coin and I made $2,500. Give me $500, Dad. I can make it to I can make that back for you. And then he does, and then he loses it. Now you feel horrible. So we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, when we need to be very, very careful. But I think it's worth repeating. It's worth repeating that we want to be very careful not to. Yes, we want to introduce people to crypto if they're receptive. It's going to be probably 50-50, actually more like 60-40. 60% people are like, crypto, it's a scam, it's a sham, it's a Ponzi scheme, blah, blah, blah. 40% are going to be like, wow, cool. At least in my experience. So when we're talking with people about crypto, we want to make sure that we really kind of know a little bit what we're talking about. Not to the point where we're getting so technical that we lose them. But, if they're an interest, like if people ask me what I do, I have to think for a second. Does this person seem receptive to what I'm going to say? Or do I... Now, I'm not going to lie, but I may word it in a way that's maybe a little ambiguous because I don't want the eyes rolling and, people come out and say, oh, well, crypto's very high risk. Well, so is getting in your car and going to the store. So that's where, and of course, when we're in crypto, we're passionate about it. We believe in it. And it's when someone comes and they slight that, it's almost like we take it as a personal insult. Like, how dare you? Are you nuts? You have no idea what you're talking about. Crypto is amazing. I made, 50%. My crypto went up 25% in 2 weeks. It'd take you 5 years to do that with your traditional stock. Now, that's what you want to say, but of course, we're all tactful here, or probably most of us anyway, and we're going to address that a little bit differently. But with crypto, it's in a bull market, everybody wants to be a part of it. All right? Everyone wants to get in. We're in the situation we're in now, desolation. You might as well be in the Sahara Desert, right? So, I know I went off on a major tangent, but again, we want to work on how we introduce people to crypto and being very cognizant to how we influence. Like for me, like I'm teaching I'm not sure if anyone here, if you are, give me a thumbs up if you're a dad. If you're a parent or a mom, I don't want to assume it's all guys in here, but if you're a parent, how many of you are teaching your kids about crypto or just about investment strategies in general? Now, again, if they're 6 months old, probably not going to be something high on your priority list. That's going to be, when they throw up down your back, that's always really fun. Anyway, but I think that's another area. Teaching kids fiscal discipline and financial discipline, and also teaching them, like, look, let your money work for you. Don't just blow it on crap, right? Because, sometimes kids are very much into themselves and they don't think, or if they're not exposed, it's like rich dad, poor dad, right? If you're not exposed to that environment, your thinking is very much like this. But if you are exposed to the possibility of, hey, if you start investing and putting, let's say you make $50 at a job for someone, put $10 or $15 or $25 or $30 of that away someplace. Now, it doesn't even have to be crypto. Like with Fidelity, you can create stock. You can be a custodian for them, and you can take their money and invest it for them. But teaching our kids how to invest and why and what compound interest is and all that stuff, I think really could be a benefit. And again, if you're a dad or if you're a parent here, give me a thumbs up. Now, again, I have a 15-year-old and a 14-year-old. So my 15-year-old he's a rock star. He does all kinds of odd jobs and he goes all over the place on his bike, and he'll ask me and I'll tell him. I'll say, okay, well, I've put money into Ada and I've put into different projects for him, and I'm like, keep track. I want you to keep track. Now, he can't have an account of his own, but he has access to mine. I'll say, okay, you put in X amount. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, guys. That's what happens when I talk too much for some reason. I just yawn. But if I put money in for him, I want him to keep track. I want him to pay attention. Because then there's times when it's like, if he's made profit somehow, then, okay, you could take some out if you want. It's his money. I'm not going to force him to do anything. So, but he's been really smart, and he has money that he puts away for crypto stuff. Of course, he's going to be 16, so he wants a car. So that's going to be another thing. But, oh, wait, I want to put this out here. Good job, John. That's awesome. That must be exciting. When you guys are sitting around the dinner table, you got something to really kind of connect and bond with. Man, that's a really big deal when you're able to find a common ground, with your children, or probably with your grandchildren or whatever. So that's great. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad that they're not like, oh, crypto's, you're crazy for investing in that, blah blah blah. And so going back to like teaching our kids how to invest, it could be something just as simple as say, look, if you made $50, put 25 or 15 of that away somewhere, and don't even think of it. Don't even think about it. I'll keep you updated. You can ask me anytime. You can even go look. Here's where you can go look to see where you're at and keep track. I want you to keep track and teaching them how. That, I think, starting our kids early, because they don't teach that in school anymore, I think that's just going to help them later on down the line in life. Be more disciplined with their money, too. So, this has kind of been... I feel really good. I'm really glad everyone is here. And, Brett, if you are still here, please subscribe, man, and be part of our family. Again, I say this all the time, and you guys I know are probably rolling your heads, but we're all family here. When someone subscribes, they're not a subscriber. You're an extended family member. And Brian. Hey, Brian. What's going on? Better late than never, man. He's been lurking around, just jumping on. So tonight I'm going to do a quick, review so far for Brian. We've been talking about Bitcoin. I read an article from Coindesk of why we saw the pump today from BTC. Doing it again. See, live TV, guys. This is what happens. I can't help it. Bitcoin going up, Ethereum going up, pretty much every other altcoin going up. We'll see how long it lasts. Gala is up. I'm excited to see that. It was actually at, let me look here. So Gala was up at 02 cents 55. So that's really good to start seeing. And I've been seeing a slowly coming up as the past couple of weeks. Oh, cool. That's great. Again, having an open mind is a big deal. If they have an open mind and they trust you, and obviously they do, that makes a big deal, because I just can't. It's one of those things where I with crypto, we're not going to get rich overnight. It's going to take some time, and again, depending on how much money you put in. Again, it goes back to how many videos have we seen, and I think I've been guilty of it too. Like, can you become a millionaire with crypto? My short answer is depends on how much crypto you have, and depends on what kind of a climate we're in. If you have 6 million freaking Gala and that goes up to 50 cents, there you go. or whatever. So a lot of it depends on how much crypto you have. I'm not, and I say this, I'm not worried about being a millionaire. That's, to me, in my head right now, that makes no sense to me. I want to think of myself as like a 10,000-aire, then 20,000, then 100,000-aire, and just work it up into levels. That, to me, I think is a great goal instead of going, you know what, I want to be a millionaire. Well, you got to be a 10,000-aire first. So if you put $5,000 into crypto and you hit 10,000, hey, that's great. Okay, and then you want to be a 20,000 or 30 or whatever, however that works itself out. I think though that's a real good place to start also. Oh yeah. CBDCs. Oh my goodness. How long do we have? Central bank digital currencies. Yeehaw. They're banned in Florida. Thank God. I'm really glad that Governor DeSantis has put the kibosh to that, and he's encouraging other states to do so. I think this is the government's way, the centralized banking system's way of combating decentralized finance, DeFi, with centralized finance. The thing that worries me the most about CBDCs is if they giveth, they can taketh away. Central bank digital currency. You can have an allotment. I'm just using this as an example. Let's say, for example, if you really want to go down that road, the ability is I can keep track. Once it goes digital, I can keep track of every purchase you made, when you made it, where you made it, how much of it you bought. So let's say, for example, you're in a state, I don't know, let's say, for example, and I want to be careful how I do this. Let's say you go into a state where alcohol you can't buy it at a certain time of day. Right? They used to call these blue laws. I'm not sure if they still exist anymore. But on Sundays in certain parts of I think more in the South but in different parts of the country, you couldn't buy alcohol until noon or something like that. So imagine that you're somewhere where you try to go in and buy something, and this may not be the best analogy, and they say, nope, you can't do it. Yeah, Texas, yeah, they still have blue laws, yeah. But, you could be tracked, and they can actually say, or if you go in and you make an attempt to buy something that you weren't supposed to, they could be like, oh, well, we're going to cut you off. We're going to cut you off for 2 days. You can't buy anything. Do I really want to let someone else be in control of my money that I work hard for? Because then once it goes into the bank, it's not yours anymore. I say that over and over and over again, but it's the truth. So I just feel there's so many things not good with CBDCs that, but they're rolling out all over the world. They're being experimented. They're gonna be we're gonna start doing them here soon if they haven't begun already in certain parts of the country. So we're just gonna see how that all plays itself out. It could be a real mess, but I think that's just the government's way of trying to re-exert some dominance and control over, their financial control. We're short on fuel, so you can only get so much amount of gas. I mean, there's so many different things that can happen there. Now, again, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I'm looking at it as a way of possibilities. Again, power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So that's sort of kind of my view on that. But we'll just have to see. But hey, everyone, I want to thank you guys for coming and joining my live stream tonight, and hope everyone has enjoyed today, enjoyed the green candles, and hopefully we'll be here tomorrow. Brian, thanks for coming. Brett, great job. John, David, Juan, I know you're here. Who else is here? Let's say hi to Brett. And let's see, I want to make sure. John Dykes, thank you for being here. And wonderful. And everyone here, David, whoever here is watching, thank you so much for joining us. Consider subscribing to our channel so that way you're notified when I drop videos. And I actually have an assignment for you guys. I did a video yesterday on the 10 worst mistakes you can make in crypto. If you have the opportunity, I would love your feedback. If you go back and watch that video, and I'm looking to see what other ones did I miss. Did I miss a video? Did I miss a mistake that is common in crypto that maybe someone who's just getting into the crypto space, or maybe who's been around for a while, does or has forgotten and they didn't do? I have 10 already, but if you go check that out, put in the comments section, let me know. Maybe I'll do a part 2. If I get enough different ones, maybe I'll do a part 2. But go check it out. Let me know, and I will see you guys tomorrow. And remember, here at the Crypto Dojo, crypto never sleeps. Good night, guys.